one thing that I want to bring to your awareness is a lot of people in business, especially in our industry, they have kind of the shiny object syndrome. Like they're always looking for the next big shiny thing that's going to shortcut their life and make them $1 million and all this stuff. And we have to be careful not to get too distracted with tools and with shiny objects. I would say that the shiniest object right now in existence in the history of humanity is AI, right? And I'm curious. I would like to hear from a couple of you, and it could just be real quick. What's one way that you are currently using AI in your business? I would love to hear from a couple of you, maybe a minute or less. Raise your yellow little Zoom hand. If you go to the bottom of your screen, you can see where that heart is. And I want you guys to share just an idea. What are you using it for? So we've got Coach Sydney. She's going to jump in real quick. It's going to ask you to connect your mic. And let's bring you on here. Welcome, everybody. Say, Coach Sydney, you're awesome.
Coach Sydney, you're awesome.
All right. So, hey, welcome and good morning. Good to see you. What's one way that you're currently using AI to help your life and business?
A very important one is, and I also have taught my directors this, is wording with parents. It is very helpful to have a respectful and kind tone and yet firm on our policies.
Can you give an example of a prompt, a way to, and for everybody that's kind of like still living in a cave right now, a prompt is kind of a direction or a command that you would type into an AI platform similar to like ChatGPT so that you're educating it and telling it what you actually want it to do. So what would be an example of a prompt to get that outcome?
Great question. I have to let it know this is the question that is coming up, and one that I'm sure other members have had, and I've seen it also in our Platinum group, is wording on, I'm out for this week, so why do I need to pay? And of course, we use the wording that you guys give, which is gold. And they also have follow-up questions. So what I do is I put what their question is, I put what our policy is, and I ask it, just like I stated, how can I firmly relay our policies, but come across in a kind and professional way?
Yes. Awesome. I love it. That exact mindset and strategy can also be used to respond to less than favorable reviews if you guys ever get those. So very good. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, go ahead.
One last thing to share is that I don't just copy and paste.
Thank you.
I make sure that
and we're getting to that, by the way.
Perfect. Okay. I make sure I read it, and I also make sure that it sounds like my voice, not just that I got it straight from AI. No double hyphens,
Yeah. No double hyphens. And one of the things that ChatGPT loves to do is inverse language. So they would be like, it's not about the double hyphens. It's about connection. So you guys will start to pick up on it's so easy to see who's just copying and pasting from ChatGPT. Like, you guys have to be really careful about that. All right. Thank you for sharing that. We're going to go next to Vanessa. Vanessa, real quick, what are you using AI for? How is it helping your life? How is it helping your business?
We use it for the newsletter. So I use ChatGPT, and I already have a prompt for each week. And so I just go back to that same one and then just update the information that I use each week.
For newsletters. And by the way, my friends, that's not Vanessa, that's Jared. I think Vanessa's on the side of the camera. So
there she is.
There it is. I love that you guys are using it as a tool to help you save time. One of the points that we want to make today is that we have to be careful to not let AI take over our creative abilities as human beings. So there's studies that are coming out now that are showing brain scans of people who are relying way too much on letting AI do all of the thinking for them in their life and in their business. And it's starting to slow them down. Very similarly, if you guys are like me, your spelling has gotten a little bit worse over the last decade because everything autocorrects for you.
Don't ask me to spell
Anybody
pilot.
Anybody else? Type yes in the chat if you have to kind of question your own spelling a little bit lately. I'm just being honest and open about this.
Restaurant. Necessary. Unfortunately, I'm really trying. Those are my 3 words.
I love it. I love it. So great job, Jared and Vanessa. You guys rock. And I highly encourage everybody to use it for newsletters. All right, let's go to one more person. We're going to go to Ryan Miller. What's up, buddy? Connect your mic. All right.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome. Share your daughter with us. Who do we have here?
This is Miss Harper.
Aww.
Asleep.
Oh, my gosh.
Will it stay that way? Yeah, so the biggest thing that I've been working on is standard operating procedures, SOPs. I mean, anything and everything we do in the business, I document. So if it's as simple as uploading something to S1, entering new clients, how to kind of delegate all the different types of tasks, just SOP it.
I love it. I love it. One thing to keep in mind is that anytime any of you have to handle a one-off situation, you know, those unique, those rare circumstances that happen in your business that kind of falls outside of the system, we're always happy to coach you on those things. And chances are we've either experienced them firsthand or we've coached people through them. But the point is that once you guys experience something that kind of goes outside of the box a little bit, you have to create an SOP, a standard operating procedure on how to respond the exact way if it happens again in the future.
Yes.
So I love it. That's super smart, Ryan. Thanks for sharing that. All right. So the reason why we're talking about this right now is because we're seeing people get a little bit lost in the weeds when it comes to the use of AI. A lot of you guys are doing it the right way where you're using it as a tool to help you save time. But there's some of you who are using it to do all of your thinking, all of your writing, everything. And we got to be careful about that. And even further, we have to be still mindful, very much so, that AI, as voice technology continues to evolve, we have to be very, very careful to not jump the gun too soon on letting AI take over your phones. So what I mean by this is there is technology that does exist right now where if somebody calls your phone, they absolutely can talk to an AI agent who will answer the majority of their calls, or the majority of their questions, rather. And the problem with that is that human beings, you know, if this was like a mechanic shop, or we're calling about a Zillow listing, or we're calling about anything other than our own children, we're totally fine. We can talk to a bot. And I think that you're going to start seeing that more and more. I mean, I would love some examples if you guys have talked or at least chatted text message wise to a bot. Feel free to, describe that experience in the chat section below. But we still have to be mindful that when it comes to people's children, I don't believe that they're ready right now to skip the human to human contact and go straight from parent to bot. So just be mindful of that. Now, with that being said, we're going to be running an experiment with S1, and I'm going to give all of you some insight and some updates about it, because one of the things that we're going to start testing out is a chat bot text-wise that can answer all of the basic logistical questions and then transfer and get somebody onto the phone with a real human. All right. So if you're interested in learning about that, even if you're not an S1 member, this will be something that you could dive into right now. And one of the things that we're really looking forward to is seeing where the conversion rates go, because this AI chatbot can easily answer the basic questions. It can follow the magic question script, break the ice, and then go, hey, let's go ahead and jump on a call. I'm going to connect you with Eric Myers, or I'm going to connect you with, Coach Sydney, or whoever it is. And then that would be the opportunity for you guys to actually jump on a call and answer your questions with a real human. I think that's going to be pretty awesome.
Again, it has to be trained. Because here's something that I will give as the warning is if your AI bot is so well trained in speaking a certain way, and then they talk to a human and the human sounds nothing like the bot that they've been communicating with, there's going to be a huge disconnect. And it's going to be so off that your conversion rate is going to completely plummet. So just make sure that if you are implementing something like that, that everything is consistent, and the person that you have that's going to be on the phone is not somebody who just uses ChatGPT for everything. They also themselves have to be able to be a thinker and have their own words that they use and sound professional over the phone. So these are all still things that you do have to take into consideration. I do want to just kind of touch on what Sydney Faith had brought up about, like, hey, responding in a certain way that's professional, which I think is fantastic. And I'm sure that you guys are also doing this as well. One thing that I will say is using a talk to text to give the exact how like you would say it is going to help to train your ChatGPT. So an example would be, don't just put in there like, hey, this is what a parent said. How would you answer this professionally? You're going to get whatever variation that bot is going to think is the best one, versus you going, this is what a parent sent over to me. This is what it needs to say. And then you literally give the full, just keep talking until you've made your point. And they go, make it sound professional. And then it's going to give it to you. And then you're going to go, remove all of the hyphens and replace them with a comma, a ... a period, or a colon. Make it like a human.
Make it look real.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I'm scrolling through the chat section here, there's a lot of people jumping in and saying, like Eric said, personal is always better for our industry for sure. Gregory, what's up, man? He said secret shopped and was talking to a decent AI chatbot. Yeah. So can you clarify, Gregory, you were secret shopped or you secret shopped somebody, and was that one of your competitors? I'm just curious. Neil wants to know, can anybody recommend an AI tutorial program that will help a newbie learn how to use it? You know what's funny, Neil? You could literally go to ChatGPT and ask that question, and it will create a tutorial program for you instantly. Like, that's how cool that is, right? YouTube, though, by the way, go to YouTube and literally type in AI strategies 2025 and just watch some of the recent videos, and you're going to find a ton of stuff. A couple other things here. Sheree, hey, what's up? She said, the bank and mortgage is all AI for me, and it's actually totally fine. Yeah, so you're going to start to see that disconnect where the population is going to start trusting AI with certain business transactions, but it's still going to be hesitant on like healthcare and children and things like that that are really vitally important. So don't jump the gun just yet. All right. We will keep you guys posted. We're going to talk a little bit more about this on Tech Tuesday tomorrow, but I just wanted to kind of give you that teaser just to start looking out for it. And we're going to keep you guys posted on the results that we get with some of these bots to get people actually on the phone with you. Okay. So the goal is that a lead can talk to the bot first, but the bot's giving all the right answers, not over answering questions, because remember, you don't want to give too much info, but parlaying and kind of handing off to a real human. That's the goal.